Welcome to the Scenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Welcome to the deep dive. So look, if you're like most people these days, you feel it, right? The sheer cognitive load. We're constantly connected, swimming in information, and there's this pressure for peak performance, whether you're, running a business or just trying to stay sharp in a meeting. Keeping that mental clarity isn't really optional anymore, and that's driving this huge interest in, brain supplements. You often hear them called nootropics. The promise is tempting: better memory, laser focus, maybe even a competitive edge. But does the reality live up to the hype?
Yeah, that's exactly what we're digging into today. Our mission here is to really sift through the science, the studies, the biochemistry, to give you the solid insights you need. We want you to be able to make informed choices, whether it's for boosting your daily productivity or maybe thinking about long-term brain protection. But first, we absolutely have to get this clear. Supplements aren't magic bullets. You just can't out-supplement a poor diet, chronic stress, or terrible sleep habits. That's the foundation. These compounds we'll discuss, they can be powerful, yes, but they really shine when you add them on top of a healthy lifestyle. Think of them as optimizers, not the whole solution.
Okay, right. That's crucial context. So if we're moving past just general health, what are these supplements actually doing inside the brain? Looking through our sources, it seems the effective ones work on multiple fronts. They're aiming to speed up thinking, lock in memories better, and even protect the brain structure long term. It's like a systems upgrade.
Exactly, a systems approach. And probably the most fundamental piece, something almost everyone can benefit from, is omega-3 fatty acids, specifically DHA. Think of your brain cells, right? DHA is like a core building block for their membranes. It keeps them flexible and responsive.
So structural integrity.
Precisely. It's central fat. It helps cells signal properly, supports mood, focus. Basically, overall brain function relies heavily on it. And the research is pretty clear. If you don't eat much fish, getting enough DHA through supplements is, that's almost non-negotiable for keeping those billions of neurons healthy.
Okay, structure. You mentioned the cell walls. That brings us neatly to these other building blocks I saw mentioned a lot: phosphatidylserine, PS, and phosphatidylcholine, or PC. If omega-3s are about flexibility, what role do these play? Are they reinforcing the walls?
That's a great way to put it. They are key parts of those nerve cell membranes. Think of them as constantly doing maintenance and repair work. They help keep the communication channels clear, which directly supports memory and focus. PS in particular often comes up for older adults.
Why specifically for older adults?
Well, some studies we looked at showed older individuals taking PS had noticeable improvements in things like remembering names and faces. It seems to really help maintain that structural integrity needed for, rapid recall as we age. It's like the brain's maintenance crew, keeping the infrastructure solid.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay, so we've got structure covered. Now, let's shift gears a bit towards more targeted functions. Some of these compounds are famous for getting past the brain's defenses, right? The blood-brain barrier. That leads us to magnesium L-Threonate.
Ah, yes. Magnesium itself is vital, involved in hundreds of body processes, many in the brain. But the challenge has always been getting it into the brain effectively. Standard magnesium supplements, they don't cross that blood-brain barrier very well. It's like a super strict security gate.
Designed to keep bad stuff out, yeah.
Exactly. But magnesium L-Threonate is different. It was actually sort of engineered specifically to get past that gate. So it directly boosts magnesium levels inside the brain tissue, right where it's needed for neurons to function optimally.
Wow, okay. That sounds potentially like a game changer. So what's the payoff cognitively? What happens when you get more magnesium in there?
The benefits reported are pretty significant. Things like better working memory, less of that feeling of brain fog, just clearer thinking overall. But the really interesting mechanism, the one highlighted in the research, is its support for synaptic density.
Synaptic density. Explain that a bit more.
Okay, imagine your brain is like a huge city. Synapses are the roads connecting everything. Density means how many roads you have and how good they are. Magnesium L-Threonate seems to help the brain build more of these connections and strengthen the existing ones. It's like upgrading the city's transport network.
So more connections, stronger connections, that means faster learning, better memory storage.
That's the idea. better communication pathways.
Yeah.
And if you want to improve how you learn and remember, supporting that synaptic density is absolutely key.
Right, which connects directly to communication speed. I saw a lot about choline and CDP choline. If Mag-L-Threonate builds the roads, what does choline do?
Choline is essential for making a crucial neurotransmitter called acetylcholine.
Acetylcholine, that rings a bell. Memory.
Memory, learning, attention, muscle control. It's a major player. Think of acetylcholine as the high-speed messenger chemical. It helps signals travel quickly and efficiently across those synapses we just talked about.
So taking choline helps ensure you have enough of this messenger.
Exactly. It supports that quick, clear signaling. Better signal flow means better mental clarity, focus, maybe even faster recall. It's optimizing the traffic on those roads Magnesium L-Threonate helped build.
Okay, this is fitting together nicely. We've covered structure, optimization. Now let's get into something really fascinating. Actual growth. Building new brain material. I'm talking about lion's mane mushroom. This one sounds almost sci-fi.
It is pretty remarkable. Lion's mane touches on something called neurogenesis,
Mm-mm.
the actual creation of new brain cells. For a long time, the thinking was, adults don't really make new brain cells. You get what you're born with.
Yeah, that was the old dogma.
Right. But lion's mane seems to challenge that. It appears to stimulate something called nerve growth factor, or NGF.
Nerve growth factor. So it's like fertilizer for neurons.
That's a perfect analogy. NGF essentially tells the brain's internal systems to grow and repair neurons. Some studies suggest it might help with mild memory issues, making it really popular for people focused on, long-term brain health and regeneration.
Regeneration. That leads us straight into the whole longevity and biohacking scene. We definitely need to touch on NAD plus precursors, things like NMN and NR.
Absolutely. This is where brain health really intersects with cutting-edge aging research and performance optimization. NAD plus is this incredibly important molecule. It's fundamental for cellular energy production, DNA repair, basically keeping your cells running efficiently.
And levels decline as we age.
They do. And that slowdown is linked to many age-related issues. These precursors, NMN and NR, are essentially raw materials your body can use to make more NAD plus A. The idea is by boosting NAD plus A, you support cellular repair, improve energy metabolism, especially in energy-hungry brain cells, and potentially slow down some aspects of cognitive decline. It's very popular in that biohacking community for sure.
Okay, so stepping back and looking at the whole picture, the omegas, the phospholipids, the magnesium, lion's mane, NAD plus SLA. Synthesizing all this research, what's the verdict? Are these supplements making a real noticeable difference for people, or is it more subtle?
I think the consensus from the evidence is pretty strong now. When used correctly, especially alongside those foundational healthy habits we mentioned, compounds like magnesium L-Threonate, lion's mane, and the essential fats like omega-3s can make a meaningful difference. We see clinical trials showing improvements in memory, reductions in brain fog. It really reflects this growing understanding that, yes, we can proactively support and even enhance our cognitive function.
So let's get practical for a moment. If someone listening is thinking, okay, my main goal is boosting memory, based purely on the science we've discussed, what are the top contenders?
If we're talking strongest, most consistent data, specifically for memory support across multiple studies, I'd have to point to 3. Omega-3 fatty acids, especially DHA, magnesium L-Threonate, and phosphatidylserine. Those 3 really hit structure, communication efficiency, and that crucial synaptic density. It's a solid combination.
Right. And the big question everyone always asks, how long does it take? When might you actually feel a difference?
Yeah, that's always the tough one because it varies. The absolute key is consistency. These aren't like caffeine. They don't work instantly. They're building blocks and optimizers. Some people report feeling maybe a bit more mental clarity or less fog within a few weeks, particularly with something like Mag-L-Threonate that gets into the brain relatively quickly.
Right.
But for the deeper structural support, the kind you get from, say, lion's mane or PS building up those membranes, you're likely looking at several months. The brain needs time to, actually rebuild and strengthen those connections. Patience is important.
Definitely. And before anyone rushes out to buy these, we absolutely have to cover safety. While the ones we've discussed generally have good safety records, they are biologically active compounds.
That's right. Some people might experience mild digestive upset, like stomach cramps or nausea, especially when starting. That's usually temporary. But the more critical point is potential interactions. If you are taking any medications, particularly things like blood thinners, blood pressure meds, or anything affecting mood or brain chemistry, you must talk to your doctor or a qualified healthcare professional first.
Absolutely essential. Don't skip that step. Safety first. Always.
Hmm.
Okay, so to wrap this up, here's a final thought for you, building directly on what we've uncovered today. We know these supplements work best when paired with a healthy, active lifestyle. Maybe you're learning something new, reading challenging stuff, practicing a skill. So the question is, how might deliberately enhancing a specific brain mechanism, like synaptic density, which we know magnesium L-threonate targets, how might that actually maximize the cognitive gains you get from your daily learning and practice?
Are you just passively taking a supplement? Or are you actively using it to build a stronger, faster, more connected brain through your actions? That's where the real potential lies, I think. Really interesting stuff to consider. Thanks for joining us for the deep dive.
Thanks for tuning in to the Scenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit scenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.